Scarlet, the Ice Phoenix. In the volcanic kingdom of the Phoenix clan, a prophecy speaks of a rare phoenix born without flame, who will bridge worlds of fire and frost. When Scarlet is born with pure white feathers and no wings, the clan's expectations turn to shock and disappointment. Her parents, the king and queen, stare in silence, unable to accept that their child doesn't embody the fiery essence of their people. News of her birth spreads like wildfire, and whispers fill the halls with questions about her place in the clan. Scarlet's unusual appearance becomes a symbol of shame, and even as an infant, she's treated with distant politeness rather than warmth. As the years pass, the weight of these expectations grows heavier. Scarlet's parents maintain their distance, and she's raised not by them but by royal attendants who look at her with pity. She learns that her snowy feathers and lack of wings are seen as weaknesses, a flaw to be concealed. Yet, deep within, a quiet determination stirs, and she dreams of proving her worth to the clan that barely acknowledges her existence. As she grows, Scarlet watches other Phoenix children play with their flaming wings, dancing through the air with ease. She envies their effortless grace and laughs, their confidence rooted in the powers she lacks. The children keep their distance, mocking her behind her back, calling her the wingless one. Even the young servants find ways to look down on her. Each taunt is a reminder that, to them, she is an outsider. Her uncle Benjamin, a phoenix with dark feathers, offers her occasional company. Like her, he is shunned, his black feathers considered a symbol of impurity. He shares tales of his adventures beyond the Phoenix Kingdom, describing places and creatures she's only read about in ancient scrolls. Through his stories, Scarlet learns that there is a world beyond their fiery borders, one that might not judge her as harshly. Benjamin encourages her to find strength in her difference, yet he cautions her against his own path, dark magic. It was his only way to survive, he says. But he hopes Scarlet won't face the same fate. For the first time, she feels seen, understood, and her loneliness eases. The flame ceremony is one of the Phoenix clan's most sacred traditions, marking the transition from child to adult. Each young phoenix must demonstrate their flame powers before the entire clan. Scarlet, eager to prove her worth, steps forward, her heart pounding. She watches the others ignite their wings, casting radiant flames into the air. When her turn arrives, she takes a deep breath, willing the fire within her to surface. Yet, nothing happens. She stands there, feeling the weight of 100 disapproving eyes on her. Her father, the king, turns away in disappointment, his silence more painful than any insult. The other young phoenixes snicker, and even the elders shake their heads. In a final, stinging blow, the king dismisses her from the ceremony, his voice cold and indifferent. Scarlet's heart breaks, and she retreats in silence, her dreams of acceptance shattered. Haunted by her failure, Scarlet isolates herself, avoiding the places where others gather. Yet, a young phoenix named Elara reaches out to her, seeing past her flaw. Elara is mischievous and bold, often sneaking out of the kingdom's borders for adventure. Drawn to her rebellious spirit, Scarlet cautiously joins her, finding comfort in their unlikely friendship. Together, they explore the outer edges of the kingdom, discovering hidden glades and ancient ruins where no one else dares to go. In Elara's company, Scarlet feels a rare sense of belonging. But deep down, she fears Elara will eventually abandon her, too. Once she realizes Scarlet's powers will never emerge. The bond they share is fragile, yet it fills her with a joy she has never known. One day, while exploring near the kingdom's border, Scarlet and Elara are discovered by two phoenix warriors on patrol. The warriors, renowned for their strength, sneer at Scarlet's lack of wings and powers, mocking her openly. When Elara attempts to stand up for her friend, the warriors push Scarlet aside, sending her sprawling. Scarlet's cheeks burn with humiliation, and she tries to rise. But the warriors leave her behind, seeing no threat in her. As she lies there, bruised and defeated, a harsh truth dawns on her: the people she longs to protect don't respect her. In their eyes, she will always be an outcast. Her heart aches. Yet there is a fierce resolve within her that refuses to die. Scarlet awakes to the soft voices of the White Fox clan, a reclusive group living in the icy lands beyond the Phoenix Kingdom. The foxes tend to her injuries, offering her warm food and a place to rest. At first, Scarlet regards them with suspicion, seeing them as inferior creatures who lack the phoenix's nobility. She tries to refuse their help, convinced that her pride as a phoenix must remain intact. But the White Fox clan shows her nothing but patience and kindness, especially a young fox named Tur. He is gentle and curious, never mocking her for her difference. Tur is assigned to be her guide and friend, and day after day, he brings her medicine, food, and warmth. Despite her coldness toward him, his unwavering kindness begins to crack the walls around her heart. And slowly, Scarlet starts to question everything she's been taught about superiority and worth. After several days of recuperation, Scarlet notices that the icy wind doesn't affect her as it does the foxes. Tur, observant as ever, notices too and suggests that she might have an unusual power. Initially skeptical, Scarlet allows herself a moment of hope. When she tries to summon her inner strength, she feels a strange, cool energy coursing through her, unlike anything she's ever known. For the first time, she manages to form a tiny frost crystal in her palm, its delicate structure shimmering in the moonlight. It is a small success, but it fills her with an intense pride. Tur encourages her, promising to help her explore her powers. With his gentle guidance, Scarlet begins to train, learning to shape and control ice in ways that challenge everything she thought she knew about herself. Scarlet's training under the Fox clan's chief is rigorous. She learns patience, a skill foreign to her fiery clan. The cold landscapes teach her resilience, and slowly, her icy powers grow stronger. She learns to create small ice structures, and her feathers begin to change, tiny snowflake patterns appearing on them, a sign that her power is manifesting in her very being. But each success is hard-won, her control over ice slipping more often than not. Frustration gnaws at her, and there are moments when she wants to give up. The Fox Chief, sensing her inner turmoil, teaches her meditative techniques, guiding her to master her emotions. With each lesson, Scarlet grows not only in power but in understanding, becoming the embodiment of ice. One cold evening, messengers arrive with news that shakes the White Fox clan. A dark phoenix has attacked the Phoenix Kingdom, bringing chaos and destruction. Though her heart is torn, Scarlet feels compelled to return and defend her people. Accompanied by Tour and several foxes, she arrives to find the kingdom ablaze, under siege by none other than her uncle Benjamin. Consumed by years of resentment, Benjamin has returned to unleash his fury on the clan that cast him aside. He declares his intention to destroy the clan's hierarchy and rebuild it, free of the prejudice that marked his life. His power is immense, and the Phoenix King, Scarlet's father, is unable to hold him back. Scarlet steels herself, ready to face the darkness within her own family. Benjamin is a formidable opponent, his dark flames consuming everything in their path. He mocks Scarlet's icy powers, dismissing them as inferior to his fire. Despite her resolve, Scarlet struggles to hold her own against his fiery wrath. Benjamin tempts her, urging her to join him in overthrowing the kingdom that rejected them both. Scarlet refuses, arguing that true strength lies in kindness and forgiveness, not destruction. Her defiance angers Benjamin, and he launches a full-force attack. Scarlet's icy defenses strain under the pressure, her powers flickering as her strength wanes. Just as she's on the verge of collapse, the Fox clan arrives, their shape-shifting abilities allowing them to create illusions of Scarlet, distracting Benjamin long enough for her to regain her strength. Together, they hold him off, pushing him to his limits. In a final act of unity, the Phoenix and Fox warriors join forces. Inspired by Scarlet's bravery, they attack Benjamin together, their combined efforts weakening him until he collapses. As he lies in the ashes, he begins to burn once more. But this time, he is reborn as a child, his memories erased. Scarlet approaches him, seeing not the enemy but the family she once knew, and vows to give him a new chance at life. Scarlet's bravery earns her the respect of the Phoenix clan. For the first time, her people look at her not with pity or disdain, but with admiration, though she could revel in this newfound acceptance. Her heart remembers the kindness and loyalty of the White Fox clan. Determined to honor both sides of herself, she proposes a historic alliance between the Phoenix and Fox clans, one that would bring unity between fire and ice. The elders are hesitant, uncertain about the prospect of uniting with a lesser species. But Scarlet speaks passionately, reminding them that strength lies not in sameness but in diversity. Her words resonate, and the elders finally agree. In a grand ceremony, the Phoenix and Fox clans join hands, pledging to stand by each other. Scarlet, now recognized as the Ice Phoenix, is celebrated as a symbol of unity. With peace restored, Scarlet feels a lingering restlessness, as if her journey is not yet complete. One night, while meditating on the alliance's meaning, she is pulled into a trance and finds herself standing in a surreal landscape. Towering flames surround her, and at their center, The Phoenix ancestors, ancient spirits who guard the clan's legacy, await her arrival. They gaze upon her with penetrating eyes, as if peering into her very soul. The ancestors challenge Scarlet to prove her worth as a phoenix. Despite her icy powers, they lead her through a gauntlet of fire, a realm where her ice powers are useless. Each step forces her to confront her insecurities and doubts, demanding that she rely solely on her resilience and courage. As the flames close in around her, she summons the strength within to overcome her fears. Emerging from the trial triumphant, the ancestors, impressed by her spirit, bestow their blessing, acknowledging her as a true phoenix in heart and soul. After her encounter with the ancestors, Scarlet begins experiencing visions of an ancient power hidden within the mountains, a force known as the Eternal Flame, capable of harmonizing fire and ice. Intrigued and driven by a sense of destiny, she sets off on a quest to find it. Accompanied by Tour and a small group of foxes, they trek through harsh landscapes, crossing treacherous paths and battling elemental spirits that guard the sacred flame. After days of struggle, they finally reach the heart of the mountains, where the eternal flame burns brightly, untouched by time. The flame embodies both fire and frost, swirling together in perfect harmony. Scarlet, entranced, steps forward, allowing the flame's energy to wash over her. It infuses her with a newfound strength, a balance of fire and ice that unites both sides of her lineage. Now wielding the power of the eternal flame, she returns to her people, ready to lead with wisdom and compassion. Back in the kingdom, Benjamin, now a young phoenix, begins regaining fragments of his memories. Shadows of his past actions haunt him, and though his rebirth has cleansed him of bitterness, a dark force still lingers within his heart. Uncertain and frightened, he seeks Scarlet's help, desperate to understand the emotions he can't shake. Together, they journey to the depths of the Phoenix Kingdom, where a hidden chamber holds the remnants of Benjamin's former dark magic. There, the dark magic takes form as a shadow phoenix, a manifestation of his past hatred and pain. It challenges them both, testing Scarlet's strength and Benjamin's resolve. With the power of the eternal flame, Scarlet stabilizes Benjamin's heart, banishing the shadows and freeing him from the last remnants of his anger. For the first time, he feels peace, finally free to begin anew. With peace restored between the clans, Scarlet becomes a revered leader, guiding her people with compassion and fairness. She teaches the younger generation about the importance of tolerance, compassion, and respect for all forms of strength. The alliance between the Phoenix and Fox clans flourishes under her leadership, fostering a new age of cooperation and unity. Scarlet's story spreads across the land, becoming a legend that inspires creatures from all corners of the realm. Her life serves as a reminder that true nobility lies not in power or appearance, but in the courage to stand against prejudice and embrace differences. Her legacy as the Ice Phoenix endures, a symbol of hope for generations to come. Years pass, and Scarlet's influence reaches far beyond the borders of the Phoenix Kingdom. She has become a myth, known as the Ice Phoenix who bridged the worlds of fire and frost. Legend has it that whenever there is peace between opposing forces, her spirit is present, guiding those who seek unity over division. in the hearts of the Phoenix and Fox clans. She is remembered not just as a princess or a warrior, but as a bridge, a reminder that sometimes strength lies in embracing all sides of oneself. As the sun sets on her story, Scarlet, the Ice Phoenix, lives on in the unity of two clans and in the balance of fire and ice.